Okay.
Expecting these to go up a little bit. I did see
What is it? The 14th of August, 2023.
I really don't like these stickers.
Right.
They're
If these cats only knew.
regular price. I don't know. I hope they
This is my little saga of cats here.
So checking on the
Okay.
flour here, they still
So the
got
first thing we start with is good old mason jars. Alright. So this is a 500 ml, about a pint.
Make sure you have
Okay.
some. $2.19 here.
I'm going to do 3 different sizes.
Moment of truth.
I'm thinking to do half pints at 250 mils with the liver. Only because I like liver, right? I like eating chicken liver, I like beef liver. I've never eaten it canned. I bought it canned. Where's that little thing here? Yeah. I bought this, but look at this, right? So if this is going into long-term food storage, you gotta seal those with that nail polish or whatever, right? But besides that point, this is something that I found at Walmart, and I picked up like 24 cans. It's very high in calories, right? And, you know, it's expensive because it's a canned good and it's meat. But besides that point, it's not that expensive. I mean, it is, but, you know, you pay to lose, people. I got back my paperwork from that quote-unquote lawyer. I paid $450 on the lowball to photocopy all that stuff out so that she'd have a copy and I'd have my original copy, and she wasn't kidding. Not the first time, another $450 out the freaking door because of corruption within our parliament buildings in terms of government and their employees. Okay? But besides that point, so in the meantime, you can buy it if you can find it. Okay? Right? I did not buy this for cat food. I bought it for human food. Right? And I bought a whole bunch of these things, remember? This one is corned beef with hash, not so much with the potatoes. I only bought a few cans of that, maybe 25 cans or something. If that, just to, you know, have it on hand and see if I liked it. I was going more for just with the corned beef in the juice. Right, so that's just beef and juice. Corned beef tastes like corned beef the way I know corned beef to be in a can, and I'm happy with that. Picked up, that's all human food. Picked up, I don't know, I think Walmart sells in batches of 10. So I got at least 20 of these cans, and I've already given 2 to my son for him to try it out. What you do is you can make a special dish with this, and you put it in with it's like a stew or something. Anyway, you put it in to enhance your beef-based meal in with gravy, like to make a to add to a gravy type mix. Either or. Anyway, so you can can liver. I Googled it. I've never canned liver before. I know if I chop up a chicken and there's a little bit of liver in it or whatever, and it happens to get into the jar, then for sure. I never doubted that you couldn't can it. I just never had a need to can it. Well, I do now because of these quote-unquote cats. But if the rubber met the road, I'd be sure to feed that liver to my family first before I would cats. So I feel like it's kind of like a backup. So I'm not wasting my time, even though I'm like, why are you doing this, Judy? As if. But once it's done, I've got the base to start working on cat food. And who knows, maybe I like canned liver and get creative with it in the meals, right? Depending on what you're doing with it. So I think the liver itself should go in 250 ml half-pint size jars.
Still no regular instant coffee. They do have the decaf. They didn't have the regular last time.
Right, salmon type. Right, those jars are nice. That would be nice. And then I'm going to do pint size. So I got a whole bunch of chicken legs. Right, we'll go through it. And I'm going to chop off the nibbies. I asked Andre if he wanted to try and do that. He said he did, with the meat cleaver. Right. I couldn't remember what it was called, and he remembered. And he said, well, I didn't know how I knew that, Nana, but I just knew it was a meat cleaver that you got to use for that. And I'm like, you know, Andre, you're right.
Columbia.
What the heck? Something in the way. Oh, Lordy, it's going to be a long day. So that those things will go more than likely into a half pint size jar. Or, sorry, a full pint size. Oh, where's my meat cleaver, Andre? It's not here. Why? It's supposed to always be here. I tell him he needs to put things back if he's moving things around. He doesn't listen to me. Yeah, no, my meat cleaver's not here. Why? I only have one. Like, what the hell, man? Is that it?
Yeah.
That's not where it belongs. It belongs back there. I told you you can't move
I
things
didn't
around
touch
for
it.
me.
You put it there.
No, what he does is he comes and he moves things around, and when I want to go find it, thinking I know where it is, it's not there, and it pisses me off. Because it's hard for me to freaking see, man. Anyway, that whole thing needs to be cleaned out anyway. It's not as sharp as I'd like it to be, but waka! It'll be good enough. So, prep work. So we're going to chop off the knuckles, and we're going to can them in their own separate jars, right? As a supplement to whatever it is that you end up making, okay? Now, for what it's worth, honestly, if you wanted to get into proportions with the amount of meat and fat and organ meat and gristle and that kind of stuff, those little nibbies probably would do better in a half pint size jar. In terms of take a jar of this, take a jar of this, take a jar of that, mix it all up, add in a couple of other things, and you're good to go. Right? Because you're pre-portioning before you even start. But I have always cats, so I think if I was to do it that way, because, you know, you don't want to waste not even anything. So you're going to watch me fill up these things with the knuckles of the chicken legs, right? So that when the time comes, bone disintegrates when you pressure can it. So depending, you know, more than likely it will be very soft. And it wouldn't take much to just run it through a food processor or mash it with a fork or something to break it up. But even if the bone was still quite intact after the fact of pressure canning, you just run it through a grinder and you're good to go, right? So that's what that's going to be versus just chucking it out or feeding it to the raccoons, to which I'm sure the raccoons would love to have it. But it's not about raccoons right now. And then... so yeah, we're going to get the knuckles in this size jar, the liver probably in 250s, 250 mil, this is 500 mil, then we've got the 250 mil, and then we're going to do the leg itself, or the thigh, right, in the quart size, as well as I bought one whole chicken. Oh, and the backs to the legs that I have, I'm not wasting that either. I'm just going to take off the majority of the fat, and I'm going to stuff them in a jar, up, down like this, right? Livers, everything, whatever, it doesn't matter, just right, because it's cat food, right? Add a little bit of water, okay? And can it that way. And then so you've got your leg knuckles in a jar, you've got your liver in a jar, you've got your backs in a jar, and then you'll have your legs with the bone in, or the thigh with the bone in a jar, and then of course we've got the rest of that one whole chicken, to which isn't very big. Okay, like this chicken is small, people. Like, you don't even know how much I paid for this chicken. I tried to order whole chickens from other stores and they didn't have it. This is where it's nice if you can go in and purchase things, because if you want it, you see it, you buy it. Here, you're kind of at the mercy of what they're going to give you, because they don't want to deplete their stock for the next customer walking through the door, or they say they can't give it to you because they're low on or out of stock, but yet they got it there in the back, right? They just want you to buy their other products at a more expensive price. Either or, I got what I need to start today, right? And I'm going to do it because You know, I'm going to save my receipts. As a matter of fact, I'm going to open up, I'm going to start a new envelope with cat food receipts. And everything that I've spent so far, just to even think about it. And then, of course, when you think about it, you want to act on those thoughts. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm acting on these thoughts. And then after it's all said and done, you know, try and get a guesstimate of how much it's costing you over a period of 6 months, we'll say, right? In comparison to what you're buying commercially. Whether you're buying it from a vet or a pet store or at a grocery store. Not everybody can afford high quality pet food. And even then, sometimes the quality is suspicious. To which I watched a video last night on a documentary discussing this issue, and I'm just going to add the link into the description box, and if you're interested, you can watch that. And of course, you know, they're promoting a raw diet to some degree for dogs and cats, with, you know, independent companies coming up through the ranks as the major distributors of kibbles for these animals are, you know, trying to change their strategy to not lose their customer base in the grocery stores, people like me, right? Because we're tired of, I don't know, like I said, feed these cats this stuff and it just makes their feces reek. It's disgusting. Because what the food is not digestible for them. Apparently it's a lot of corn, soya, wheat, everything a cat's not supposed to eat. Right? Okay, so no feeling, I'm always taking these detours. I got other things to do. But this is a good detour. Because the more I work on it, the more it comes together, the more Andre will get involved. And as a matter of fact, when he's, right, he can record himself and talk and explain what he's doing, right? Because, you know, builds character, right? And confidence and that kind of stuff, right? I don't know, though. I don't know. He's still kind of young to be whacking this, holding a leg. What if he hits his hand?
I hope you can find new work. I'm sure you probably can. I hope so.
I don't know. I'm going to try it first. And then I'm going to see how hard it is to go through them, first of all. And then I'll watch and see how he does it. And if he's confident and strong and capable to do it, then yeah, maybe I'll let him do it. But maybe I might not. It's hard to say. So hold on. Okay. I can't see. What does it say? $11? Is that $11? I can't see. Oh my lord. Anyway, it says something there. This is not a very big chicken. Look at this. Clearly it wasn't pumped up with a bunch of, I don't know, you know how they squeeze something into chicken to plump it up to make it so that you think you're getting a deal? At least this is like, it looks kind of normal, right? Anyway, there's the liver. There's 3 packs. They're going in salmon-sized jars. I'm going to start with the chicken legs in the back. I'm going to take off the back because I'm going to be canning the back in pint-sized jars. So hold on a minute. Boy, oh boy. As if I don't got enough problems. With my eyes, that is. I'm standing here, right? Because, you know. And I got this meat cleaver, right? I'm over the sink, right? And I got this is chicken backs, right? And I'm cutting them in half, but before I do that, I have to whack it, right? And what flies into my eye, people? Freaking chicken! Serious! Serious! Into this eye, right into the eye, the corner of the eye. Oh my god, I got chicken in my eye. Raw chicken yet. Like, what the hell? What's the chance of that happening? Alright, I tried to run water through it. You know? But it went right into the tear duct. Fuck. It was like spot on. Oh boy, I'll tell you. I can't win for losing when it comes to my ice. Yeah, now I'm going to stand back and do this. Yeah. So now I'm going to worry about that. Yeah. I'm just making them a little smaller so I can fit them into a jar, right? Without them being too long. Right? Because I'm going to can
If
these
you love ancient history, then this is the
like this.
history hits.
Right? Now,
It's like Netflix, but
oh my
dedicated
God.
to history.
Now whether I,
There's a huge library of ancient history content.
What do you call it?
Legion to food
you use this for soup after the fact. So I'm saying it's not, I don't know.
Make sure
Like I'm standing here thinking like I've done this for so many years for my family as people. I don't know. But I can't imagine grinding up this stuff and giving it to my cats raw. One person half cooks it to kill off the bacteria on the outside of the meat versus, what's on the inside. But even still, you gotta have time for that kind of stuff, and I mean, I don't got time for that. It's enough I'm doing this. So I hope I don't get an eye infection now because I got chicken in my eye. Talk about having something in your eye. Chicken. Of all things. Yeah. This cleaver needs to be sharpened. It's dull. So that doesn't help. Okay, so those are done. Now, I'm going to see if I'm going to start with this batch first. I'm debating about this chicken here. This whole chicken. I haven't gotten into that yet. Okay, so I'm going to stand back and whack it. Let's see. That's alright. And then these things. Oh boy. These things, the knuckles, right? I'll put another bowl. There. That's going in the jar. That in between thighs. Right? And then these knuckles will go in their own jar. Yeah. Andre's not going to want to do this. No. Maybe one or two, but so it's just better if I do it. Being that chicken flies into people's eyes when they do shit like this. That's nice. That's really nice. Right? And I'm like shaking my head, telling myself, why are you doing this for cats? Where does it make sense? It doesn't. It doesn't, people. But we'll see. I'm like, pork, so depending on the cut, is, I know where to get that. Oh my God. Fairly reasonable. The only thing is fatty. Right? We've been through that, right? But the thing about that though is if I defat it first a little bit, right? And then render the lard, you get lard, eh? So you're not losing there, right? So I might combine a jar with pork. See, there's a bone. So that will just go with the backs. Degrease your pork. Render your lard. Keep the lard for yourself. Right? Pork you can grind up after the fact. You have to cook it. I wouldn't feed animals raw pork.
Get unlimited
No, because you don't know, right?
$150.
I mean, I'm sure it's okay, but I don't intend to give them too much raw food. No. Half-cooked beef, maybe.
The Greeks got here first, but it was the Romans who left
I don't know.
the most remarkable mark on the country.
And then these little nibbies, after the fact, you know, you can open up a jar
They built a city to rise
of just that
in Europe.
and grind it up. And because it's already been cooked in a pressure canner, it will be oh so nice, right? You might even want to eat it yourself. I'm just saying, right? But you could grind that up after the fact. After, you know, it's in your jar, right? And then,
Absolutely remarkable pieces. Like Brulek is made.
what do you call it? Put it in with your pork, which is a cheaper meat. After you took out the grease for yourself. You know, the fatty porks, right? Because you can get a big chunk of meat like this with a lot of fat in it for $15 and degrease it, keep the fat for yourself for frying or baking or whatever.
Easy to imagine
And
what life would be like here in its heyday.
then open up one of these jars after you cook your pork. I would cook it.
Located at the end of the northern
Grind up this,
it quickly became
you know,
rich.
and because it's already
Ivory, gold,
been through the pressure canner, it's just going to be really nice. You don't even know how nice it's going to be.
and like all of the
And then just mix it in with your pork
had its surface nuances.
to give them that bone and that little extra fat with the gristle and stuff. And then open up one jar of your liver, because you can do, I mean, I can can pork liver. I don't eat pork liver. I eat chicken liver and beef liver, never pork liver. But if this works out, then yeah, I'd go out of my way and can pork liver too, right? And then, you know, your few little vitamins and whatever else you decide you want to give.
Walking out here,
And yeah, these are nice. This is human food.
put a few stone blocks back in place, and really
Yeah, human food.
theatre could easily have been filmed here.
So I don't know. I don't know how much these cats are gonna get. This is a small one. It can just go in the thing by itself. So now I'm gonna worry 2 days about my eye. Things are always flying in my eyes. It's worse now, right? Because I can't see, eh? So it's even worse. Now, because you're doing it with bones, in a quart-sized jar, it's 75 minutes. In a pint or under, I think it's 65 minutes. Either or. So I can do quart size on the bottom, 7 quarts, but this is not going to be 7 quarts.
Next stop is Tripoli.
Although I've got chicken legs, just normal chicken legs, in the fridge from that other grocery store. So fill up my jars and then go into the fridge. Oh boy. And get the chicken legs. Matter of fact, I should probably continue doing this. So I get a full quart on the bottom, full 7 quarts on the bottom, right? And then you have your either, well, I don't know if I can put a pint in there, a quart and then a pint, but definitely a quart and a half pint, and do a full canner. Yeah, and then whatever's left, because there'll be more, because I got a fair amount of chicken legs, because they were $1.77 a pound, right? So yeah, I should go get some more chicken legs and just do the chicken legs. Be done with it, right? And then just, there will be 2 canners probably. Yeah. And then you mix match, right? And you can buy things on sale. If I want to take something out of my freezer, I can take something out of my freezer. Do something with that and open up a jar and do whatever and you know, get 3 or 4 days worth of meals for whatever cats are around. Right now I got a lot of cats in the house. But they're all hanging out, they're all playing, so they're all minding their own, doing their own thing. Okay, so I am going to go get some more chicken legs and then just keep adding into here. This is full. I don't think that will fill up 7 jars though. I don't. And since I'm in the middle of this, I might as well just do it and get it over with, so I'll be back. Okay, so when I get to doing this, actually, you know, mixing everything up and to go to feed them something, right? I don't plan on using wheat. I don't plan on using corn. I don't plan on using soya as a, you know, just a little extra to spread it out, right? I think you can maybe use quinoa, right? Maybe. Flaxseed, maybe, right? Carrots for sure, right? A little bit, you can. Pumpkin, you can, a little bit. Just, it's in proportion, right? And, you know, I have to just read up more. I don't know if you can feed them beans and all that crap, but I got tons of beans around the house. And, you know, I got chia seeds, but I don't think they, I know, just, like, just, you know, a handful, just out of a big bowl, you know, maybe a third of a cup or something. Who knows? I don't know. Right? Because they can only eat certain things. Now, this one here was $1.77 a pound, so that's when you really want to buy this stuff, especially if you're just doing it for an animal. Right? So this was $5.52. Okay? And I bought, like, I think 3 or 4 trays anyway. Right? And I'm just gonna do it now. I'm just gonna chop off the nibs because I like that idea. I like the idea that if I want to make cat food, you know, I've got this piece of meat. All I have to do is grab that jar with the little nibs, you know, grind it up, do whatever I'm going to do with the meat, combine the two, throw in maybe a handful of carrots with a little bit of flaxseed. Who knows? I'm just saying. Right? And this chicken, how much was it? Oh my God! This is what I mean, people. $19.98. I'm looking at this chicken and I'm like salivating here, right? Right? Because I'm like, oh, I want barbecue chicken. That'd be so good. Oh, I think I'm gonna put this one in the oven and keep it for us. At $19.98? Damn right. I'm gonna put that back in the fridge. Tomorrow, I'm going to cook it up in the oven, and I'm going to baste it with some barbecue sauce on it. And, oh, yeah, because this
Can I have some chicken wings?
Oh, my God. Oh, thank you for reminding me, because I would have completely forgot about it.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to keep this little chicken here so that we can maybe put it in the oven tomorrow after this is all said and done. I'm doing this, Andre, because the stuff is flying. I already got chicken in my eye. I got chicken in my eye. So, it's okay. Let Nana do it.
Could I?
Another day.
Can I get some peanut butter, please?
No. No. I told you. I'm not until. No. Just wait. Okay. There's other chicken in the fridge. I need it. Okay. I'm doing this now. I'm gonna just get this over with now. So get it for me. Get these cats away from me. Get out. I know, you already smell it. Get out. Get out, get out.
Here you go.
Okay, when I'm ready, there's some in that bowl there. You don't need that much. Okay? I'm on a mission here to do something else. So, actually bring me that bowl and I'll just take some out and then you can put the bowl back with this chicken here. Okay? Or why not let me just do all these chicken legs and wait for this chicken in the oven.
There you go.
What do you think?
Sure.
Huh? We'll see.
Yeah, sure. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't want to be
Oh,
frying, I don't think right now.
I just want some. That's it.
Chicken, yeah, I know. I want some too. I'm drooling here. I am. But I don't, I don't like this cat food that they eat. You know that. So I'm going to attempt to, here,
What?
I'm going to give you this back and you can put it back, okay? I'll take what I want and I'll put this other little chicken back in here. I'll leave a few. Okay?
Okay.
Maybe I'll fry them later, I don't know, we'll see. Okay, and then put this little dude back for 19, 20 bucks. Like, what the hell? What kind of chicken is that? Okay, put it back in the fridge. Those ones I'm not. Those ones we're gonna eat.
Those ones we're gonna eat.
Those ones we're gonna eat, yeah.
Are you gonna like do something tonight or no?
I don't know yet. If not tonight, it'll be tomorrow. I get tired, I'm already tired. Okay? I keep a pretty steady pace. You know that. Alright? So, let me just do what I gotta do here. Alright, maybe you can come turn off this camera because I am in the middle of gooey hands. And I don't want to stop. So just come here and flip it over for me.
Sure.
And I'll be back.
So just turn it off?
Yeah. Just turn. Boy, oh boy, am I ever having a rough time. I'm washing and it's splashing now in my face. Okay. Thighs and chicken legs, that all is the leg part, right? That is the fat, which I'm going to render. That is the backs, which I'm going to can in their own jars. That is the knuckles off the leg that I'm going to can in their own jar, okay? And then there's the liver. And I left a few legs in the bowl with that $20 little teeny weeny bird I had. Right? Yeah. So probably cook that up tomorrow, okay? So in the meantime, I gotta wash some jars. So what I done is I'm rinsing things off quickly, right? I mean, I don't know, people. Like, I'm so used to doing this for human food that I don't even know what my feelings are. Serious. So, it's looking good to me. Oh yeah, and this tray was down here on the bottom. And those little kittens came and started licking on it. And they like it, so. Okay. So I'm just gonna just let that drip for a bit. Just getting everything ready, right? Almost ready. And then I rinsed out the pot. And then after that drips a bit, I'm gonna throw everything in here. And then I'm gonna rinse out those ones in the same strainer, right? I don't know how full this is, but I can actually do it now. Now that I'm thinking about it, because this is all going into jars. I will not be adding salt, and I am going to add water with it. I'm not going to pre-cook these. No, I'm just going to add a bit of water with whatever I'm doing. And I seen another YouTuber do that, and normally I do that. That's why I like to pre-cook or cook my food, because then I can add that extra water. But she doesn't like those dry spots if you cook this completely raw with no water, right? So she was adding a little bit of water, and she left her fat on, because I don't know if that one doesn't have fat, but she left her fat on. I think there's fat on that one. Can't really see it. And added some water to her jar, not right up to the top, but just because it releases its own juices, right? And she was happy with it, so that's what I'm going to do with everything. The liver, a little bit of water, the knuckles, a little bit of water, the freaking backs with a little bit of water. Here I'm using 3 different size jars, right? The maximum for bone with chicken is 75 minutes, so I can put quart-size jars with, that's not even half a pot. But then we've got this here. Like I said, 65 minutes for a half pint, or a quarter, 65 minutes for a half pint, or a pint. That's with chickens with bones. If it has no bones, then you're looking at 75 minutes for a pint or a half pint, and 90 minutes for a quart. I don't mind the 75-minute canner session. When they're getting into 90 minutes, I've been doing this for so long, I'm tired. But I'll probably have to do this twice, which is fine. And then I might even get it done all today, which would be even better. And then I can get on, because I still got some things I have to. Like I found some durum wheat, which is good for pastas and those kind of things. And you know, I've been looking around for it for a year now, and I actually found some on the island, Armstrong. I'm pretty sure it's on the island. I ordered it, 20 kg, so that's, I don't know, 44 pounds. So that's coming, and that's organic. Right, more for pasta. I bought extra quinoa, extra, I don't know, something there. I don't know if it's amaranth or quinoa for sure. There was something else too. And I got some extra cornmeal, because we're going to have to learn how to make our own corn chips. Yeah. You can hear that water draining out. Now, as the blood leaches out of this, when you're done filling up your jar, you can always add it into the jar after the fact. Just spread it out between the jars. Just saying. You know, depending on how fast you get to it. Don't waste it. Right. And now I'm just going to throw this in there. I'll mix them all around. It's just going to be a Mod Podge of whatever. Right. And then later I will render that chicken fat, because Andre and I, we like it when it's crunchy. And then the lard I will jar up like I did before. Those are nice thighs. I'm going to go in the jar as is, in between whatever else, these little whatever. So, see, I work pretty fast. I work pretty hard, you know, like, I don't fool around with this shit. I really don't, you know. So we got a big pot. I don't know my feelings on the fact that I'm doing this quote-unquote for cats, as if. Like, I love my cats, but not that much. Like, this is hard work, right? And it's hard enough for me to do this shit as it is. Now, especially now. I'm older, right? And can't see very well. But I'm giving it my best shot. Okay. I guess, I don't know. I guess we can just give this a quick rinse. Just a quick rinse. It's not going to matter. We've been in the pressure canner for a long time. But, you know. So I'm going to do 7 quarts on the bottom, and how many pints I can on the top. And then the next canner load probably won't even be that much. You know. And these I'm going to probably put in pint-sized jars. Right, so I'll just give it a quick rinse. One rinse, that's all it needs. I got a new tap now and water spraying all over. That's why it's flying in my face. Chicken water now. Chicken in my eye. Chicken water in my face. Like, what the heck? Right? It's gross. after it's done, I might change the bowls, because I have to put some of this back into the fridge before I can use it, right? So, I'm not putting no chicken greasy bowl into my fridge. So, I will wash my hands, wash this strainer, warm soapy water, right? And wash my sink. Wash my sink. Grab some clean pots or clean bowls or something clean. Put whatever I've got here, minus the big pot. The big pot I'll just rinse on the outside, wipe it down before I put it back in the fridge. And but this other stuff, the knuckles, new bowl, the backs into a new bowl. To put them back in the fridge, and then get on with my jars, get ready, maybe have a coffee. Just get on it. And wash your arms like a surgeon. I bought extra of these when I start doing Amari Super drinks. When I start cooking with the chickpeas and those kind of things. Okay, now I'm showing you. I've seen people work with chicken in their homes, and they touch this and touch that, they don't, I don't know. Right? Cross-contaminate. And then they say, oh, well, come and sit down and have dinner. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. You didn't wipe anything down, nothing. You're touching everything. Chicken hands. Don't forget to do your tap. Handles, that is. After the fact, when it's all said and done, I'll come in with a little bleach, soapy water, and I'll wash down my tray. I'll obviously go wash my face. Okay, so now we want new bowls. Let's see. It could be something as simple as that. That's clean. Get another bowl. Bowl. Okay, so we got that. These are small things, so you don't need big bowls. Oh my Lord. I could even use this. Okay? The point is, you just want to put it into your fridge without crap getting everywhere. And I'm not going to get to it for about another hour and a bit, right? Because I still have to wash the jars, that kind of stuff. So you don't want it sitting up, right? You put it in the fridge after the fact. If I was to give one of these little things to the cats as is, oh boy, would they ever love it. They'd love it. Okay, that's done. Now these will go in the other bowl.
I'd be even more amazed if I knew where it was. I must be on my way. Goodbye, thank you.
How's your chicken?
What's that?
How's your chicken?
It's coming along. I'll probably get it all done, this part, today. I'll have to do 2 canner loads, but they're only 75 minutes each, but once it's done, it's done. And then tomorrow we'll, now this is water with blood, so I'm just going to pour that in with the other chicken. And as it sits, right, it's going to end up being that liquid that I'm going to want to use. Versus using water, I'll just use whatever pools at the bottom of this pot after the fact. Right? Now, you see, I don't got a lot of counter space, so I have to put that down there, and if those kittens smell that, oh boy, they're going to be in there licking away. So they like it, right? And turn them into little mousers. So now, you see, nice and clean, for the most part. Wash your hands again. Okay, don't forget your arms. You have to use a bit of soap. Don't think that water is enough, because it's not. Okay? Alright, you see what I'm doing here? Okay. Alright. And then what I do, depending on, never mind, I'll go find something here, hold on.
This was an imperial place, marking what was to him the ends of the earth. Behind was Egypt, the known
Where's my
world.
rag?
Beyond was
Disappeared.
Africa, and the Nubian province
Here's one.
of Kush.
Okay.
And I've also read
You don't get a lot of money. I mean, a lot of chicken for the amount of money that you spend. No.
a series of impossible
No, you don't, people.
to all Nile travelers.
We will factor out that $20 and those few little legs. So we'll say $20, $22 I'll factor out. But at the end of the day, I spent like almost $100 on chicken, and I didn't get very much for my money. Okay, this here is the what is that called? The skin, right? It will produce just a little bit of grease that I can jar up in its own little jar, and it will produce crackling. But other than that, I mean, look at this. There's hardly anything. There's this, and that. So we'll round it off at $100. We'll take off $25, $75 worth of chicken. Like, come on. Right?
Would-be African pharaoh. I'm about to enter.
I'm going into debt for chicken. Okay, so that's 7 quarts and 8 pints, right?
In ancient Egyptian terms, these pyramids are relatively
I find when your canner is full, it tends to hold its heat very well. However,
but in terms of Western
you know, you always got to keep an eye on it. Don't walk away from it for too long, because you never know when that needle's going to... Okay? So I've washed all the jars. Now, I got the same water in there from last night when I did the... I don't want to say my eye hurts, but it hurts. But it's been hurting, so whatever. I have a pretty strong immune system. I think it was this eye that I got it in. Right? It went right in.
black pharaohs.
And you know these drops make you... Ugh, you don't even know.
They're smaller and steeper than the better known
It went right into the corner of my eye, and then I could feel it like going down, because, you know, I've been doing these drops. So, you know, these drops have been kind of like messing with my eyes and my tear ducts and stuff, right? And I'll put the drops in, and shit going down through the back of my throat, and it's just whatever. But anyway, I'm just hoping my immune system will...
They tell me that 19 kings are buried here.
Okay, so I'm going to fill up my jars. Now,
Attendants, dogs,
I'm going to put those chicken backs and those things in this size jar. I think the liver and the knuckles should go in salmon-sized jars, which is half this size. So that would be like another canner all together for 65 minutes. And I don't know. I'm not really up for it, but I might have to do it. Maybe. Because unless... Well, we'll see. We'll see how much... For the amount of chicken that I have, it might just fill up in 7 quarts. And then I can dicky around, and I might be able to get everything all into one canner, right? Instead of using 8 of these, maybe I use 4 of these and 4 salmon jars, right? Because, you know, really at the end of the day, it's not that much. And I can just throw a pack or 2 of liver into the freezer or something and deal with it another day for another batch, right? Kind of thing. I don't know. So hold on. Okay, I'm really not too sure how I feel about this in terms of this is for cats, that's for humans. Goodbye. Anyway, I'm just using, I'm going to do the 1 canner and that's it, people. I'm using the 1 size pint jar. I've got backbones, and I mix backbones and knuckles in between the jar. I think 1 jar has more, like this one here has more, you can see, right? That's more thigh and chicken leg. Can you wait a minute, please? Anyway, backs and knuckles, legs and thighs, 7 jars. This is thigh. When I do the lid, I should put a T on it. Right? I got 2 jars left, assuming I can get 8 pints in there, which I think I can. So I'm just thinking to keep it simple on myself, honestly, and just fill them up with freaking liver. Give it a shot. See what happens. I would prefer salmon jars, but I'm not going to be canning 2 cans of salmon jars just for liver. And then I probably have a pack left, and I'm just throwing it in the freezer. And then we'll see what happens. So hold on. Okay, I added a bit of water, right? I like liquid in my canned goods, right? I try and get the liquid over the food, but if you do it with complete raw pack, you're not going to get that. You might get it this way by adding a little extra liquid, but besides that point, hold on. Alright, foolish me, but I can put those in the fridge for now. It's not like I have a choice. Okay? And then I'll wash some salmon jars, and I'll put the liver up on top. Okay, so now they're in the canner. I got 6 jars of those backs and knuckles, and the 1 jar with the actual thigh itself and the leg part, right? In the fridge. So I don't know. I might end up using those other 5 legs or whatever it is, and maybe I'll just jar them up and can them up. I'm gonna do that tomorrow, so that I at least have the bottom part, right? I don't think I'm gonna do that little teeny weeny chicken for $19.99. I think I'll make a nice in the oven with a barbecue sauce or something, or some stuffing inside, potatoes around it. Right, getting it at $1.77, but that's just the leg part. That's not including the thigh. So anyway, what I've done, I'm you know, I don't know. My feelings are mixed on it, people. Like, I've been canning for humans for so long that, you know, my son came up and he said, "What are you doing, Mom?" And I said, "Well, you know, I'm trying to make cat food." He goes, "Oh, well, where are you going to put it?" And I'm like, "Well, you know, I want to do this and this." "Yeah, but, you know, you'll forget about it. Just sit there." I said, no. I'm going to give it my best shot with this stuff, right? And we got to do some stuff downstairs. So I said, "Don't worry." See, the other stuff that I've got canned in jars, you know, if they got like beef broth with the salt and the seasoning and the, you know, the different things I've done, I can't really use that as for the cats, right? This one has no salt, absolutely none. And I did buy
Paul's not going to take you. Donald Trump's not going to take.
Like I said, I bought vitamins and stuff, and I'll show you later. But I did buy this from that recipe online, or the recipe that these women are using, or whatever. This actually might even be good for Amari because it's got iodine in it, and it's light, right? You know, it's not like I can salt Amari's food, but this I'm gonna maybe try and see, right? So anyway, right? So when I'm ready to do this stuff, I'll use this with a little bit of, because it's got the iodine in it and it's light sodium. So, you know, but it's gonna just, like, I'm not gonna make them this every day. I don't think so. You know, not right now anyway. And I mean, there's things in my freezer that I'm sure I can get into and utilize some of that. How I'm going to utilize it, I'm not sure. But I just wanted to have the base to start with, just to see if it's even feasible. Because right now, I'm on the fence with it, people. You know, I spend too much time in the kitchen. Just, like, my son thanked me, actually. You know, he wants me to, I don't want to say slow down, because I'm at the end of my game when it comes to food prep anyway, right? But I did top off with the canned goods, and you know, I did buy durum wheat only because I don't have it, and it's very nutritional and it's good for pasta. And I did get a little extra cornmeal only because, you know, Andre and I have been eating corn chips with salsa sauce, right? The only thing is, I don't like buying these 200 grams of whatever, $9-10 for 3 or 4 bags of corn chips that don't even last that long, right? Where maybe I can make my own. So I needed the cornmeal. I'll try it when the time comes, right? And besides, Tisha likes cornmeal, so, you know. And really, I should be trying to make something with cornmeal, but I don't really eat cornbread, because when I was growing up, you know, at Christmas dinner or whatever, somebody would show up with cornbread, and I didn't like it. So it's not something I've ever really cooked with. But when you do food prep, from my perspective, you don't necessarily buy everything that you like. You buy what you think is nutritional and can go a long way and can, you know, feed more than one person besides yourself. In other words, Tisha and her kids like cornmeal, so if the shit hit the fan, she could come home and I'd give her cornmeal. I'm just saying. But I bought it because after this is all said and done and put away, I'm going to try and make corn chips with my own homemade salsa, with my jars that I'm recycling from the salsa that I'm buying in the stores, right? That's another day when I'll send my son to the farms to go buy, you know, the tomatoes and whatever, and then we'll do a salsa video. But I don't need that right now. I don't know. They call these decorative jars. I guess because they're like this. I wanted to see. Now I know. Wide mouth is good for meat. Not that I need it, but I'll just put those off to the side. Right? Because I bought a few extra cases of jars because, you know, of whatever I'm doing here. I still got the blueberries, hopefully. My son said he thinks he can still get me blueberries from the farms. So that would be great. I told him I don't need a lot, but it would be cheaper if he got them from the farms. But yeah, you know, he did thank me for doing what I've been doing all these years, considering what's going on the global stage when it comes to that food chain and, you know, the major bread baskets in the world having difficulty keeping up with the demand, not only for their populations, but for export. And apparently China a lot of their crops just got wiped out, right? So they're going to be even more adamant to want to buy up and have it imported into their country, right? Being that they can't, you know, grow their own because it got wiped out, right? And of course, we know India is holding back on some rice. We know Ukraine isn't shipping out wheats and those types of things. Canada, you know, they're facing fires and droughts and that kind of stuff, right? So anyway, I don't have to worry about any of that right now. What I got to worry about is putting his stuff away. That's right. So my son's gonna build me a couple of shelves. So work on that soon. So I just wanted to see. I thought maybe these were the dark jars, but they're not. They're just got little flowers on them. It's always good to have backup jars, right? I have no need for these right now, right? But if I'm cruising online in 2 weeks from now, people, you see, that's the thing. And I'm doing my little weekly shop, and I find meat real cheap. I might be tempted to do it. I might be. But I ain't looking for it. Right? Not right now, anyway. So, once it's all ready to go, and I start my timer, because there's bones in it, it's 75 minutes. Liver is in there, the thighs are in there, the backs are in there, the leg knuckles are in there, so that's really good. Plus we've got 6 more jars, and I can maybe even get 2 more jars if I chop up those other legs, or I don't know, we'll see. And then this way, because I can get 8 jars on the bottom, pint-sized jars, 8 of them. I'm pretty sure I can get 8 in there. Right. And then that will be my base to start figuring out. Well, here, I'll show you what I got for vitamins.
It's because they want it that way. There are no insoluble government problems. Do not let these 545 people shift the blame to bureaucrats whom they hire and whose jobs they can abolish, to lobbyists whose gifts and advice they can reject, to regulators to whom they give the power to regulate.
I got a couple of other things coming in from Amazon. Something called well, no, we got the salt. I got one more thing coming in from Amazon called taurine or something like that. Good for cats. So when you do stuff like this, you kind of have to add in a few little supplements, right? So we got a B complex. I don't know anything about this stuff. We've got some omega-3s, right? Not the cats care, they don't. I don't know what this is. I can't see. I don't have my glasses. Of course not, right?
Reporting for InfoWars, this is Greg Reese.
And my eye hurts again because I'm working too hard, that's why. Get out of here. You're always under my feet. Working too hard. What is this? Iodized sea salt. Table salt. How did I get this? Well, I don't know why I bought that, but I guess I did. Plus we've got this one. And then there should be taurine. Taurine should be coming as well. I don't know. There might be 1 or 2 more of these things kicking around. So I have to get a container and just have that for the cats. Right? And then we'll just take it one day at a time. Like, I don't know what I can do with a quart of chicken legs and thighs. And how long is that going to feed cats for? I'd have to supplement it with something, right? I'm not sure what I'm going to supplement it with. I'm thinking quinoa. That's what I'm
5 years,
thinking.
they became the biggest global food company in
Yeah,
the country.
maybe.
because they
And a
use
little bit of
high-quality
flaxseed.
food at a low price. So
Maybe.
yes, we're about to pitch you
I don't know. We'll see.
high-quality global food, bring the shit.
Okay, I'm just finishing up with this video. So I took them out of the canner now, so just let them cool. Wash them tomorrow. And yeah, we got 3 more pint-sized, sorry, 6 more. Maybe a bit, I don't know. Of the chicken still has to be canned.